Hello everyone. I hope everyone is doing fine. Hope everyone is nice and healthy. Okay. Um, as I'm sure you are all aware, we are now having our classes all online. Okay. So this will be our first online class, and what we will do is we will continue working on the assembly drawing that we worked on the last time that we met. Okay, here you will see that these are the drawings that we created. Together we created a 632 hex head screw. We have a washer. We have a 632 nut. We have a spacer. And we have the base. Okay, I've saved all those. Here is the screw, spacer, base, washer, and nut. Okay, so we have everything together. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to create or learn how to create an assembly drawing. Okay, we're going to take those 2, 4, 5 parts, we're going to put them together, and we're going to make an assembly drawing. One of the nice features in AutoCAD is that we can take and we can assign attributes to these parts. The attributes can be any description of the part. Okay, we could put material, we could put the name, we can put the part number. Okay, if we wanted to, we could put the vendor. All that information can be attached to the drawing. Okay, we're going to attach attributes to these. Then we're going to insert them into an assembly drawing. When we do that, it will pop up and it will ask us what values we want for these particular attributes. Okay, so once we do that, once we create these attributes, we're going to create what are called W blocks. Okay, or write blocks. Write blocks are like a drawing, but they can be inserted into other drawings. So we have our screw. If you don't have your screws called up, why don't you do that now? Okay, again, it might be helpful if you open them all up like I have up here. Okay, all right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create the attributes. Okay, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to pick insert. Okay, here you'll see my options for insertions. For block definition, I have one called define attributes. Now click on define attributes. Define attributes is going to allow us to create attributes that are going to follow this part around. Okay, we are going to make them invisible so that they are not seen, but they're still going to be followed around. Okay, we have these options. We can make it a constant if we want. Say that we were using the same material for all our parts, we could make that a constant. Okay, that when we use that attribute, it would automatically be filled in for us. Okay, we can verify it again by asking, even though we've made a constant, they ask us if that's what we want. Okay, we can do presets. Okay, and we can lock the position where it's at so it can't change. Okay, we're going to make it invisible and we're going to pick lock position. Okay, up here we're going to define the attribute. The first is what tag is going to be used for that attribute. Okay, the tag must be a single word. Okay, I'm going to call this one item. It's a good idea to make these in capital letters. That way when we create our bill of material or our parts list, whatever we're going to call it on our drawing, okay, it will show up correctly. We won't have to change it. Now it wants a prompt. Okay, what I want this system to prompt me as, I'm going to say enter item number. Okay, This can be multiple words, so we are fine with that. Okay, it's going to ask us an insertion point. We could put specify on screen, which is fine. Okay, we can make this text size if we wanted to. So if it was not invisible and we wanted that to show on the drawing, then we would make this an eighth of an inch. Okay, we're just going to take the default, which is 200 thousandths. Okay, and we're going to pick OK. Here is the attribute. We're going to pick a spot for it and we're going to put it right there. Okay, welcome back to part 2 of our define attributes. In the last video we defined one attribute for our screw, the item number. Okay, now we're going to define another. So again, we will go up here to define attributes. Okay, again we will make it invisible. We'll lock the position. Now we need a tag. Our next item will be description. Our prompt will be enter description. Again, we'll keep everything else the same. I'll pick OK, and then I'll put the description here. And I'll pick define attributes again. I'll make my third attribute. My third attribute is going to be number. And then for my prompt, I will put enter part number. Again, I'm just going to leave everything else okay. I'm going to pick OK. I will put the number here. If you get too close to the screw thread, it will take a while to find it because there's a lot of computation going on there. So try to stay away from the screw threads. I'm going to define one more, I think. No, I guess that's all we're going to do. Okay, so I defined 3 attributes that I'm going to be using for my part. Okay, now I can go to each one and do that again, but what is easier is I can highlight each one. I'll right click, I'll go to the clipboard, and I will pick copy. Okay, I'll go to each drawing and I will paste it in there. So I'll go to the spacer, I'll right click, clipboard, paste, I'll pick a spot. It's going to come, this is what's going to come up when we use these. So I'm just going to pick OK so it leaves them blank. Okay, I might want to move that closer, so I'll highlight each one. You'll see that I get the arrows here, allows me to move it horizontally, vertically, or whatever you want to call this way. So I'm going to move this one over here. Okay, I'm going to go to the base, I'm going to right click, I'm going to go to clipboard, I'm going to paste again, I'm going to pick a spot, I'm going to pick OK. Again, I will move them closer. It really doesn't matter because we're just going to be filling them in when we insert them. Okay, I have the washer, right click, clipboard, paste, I'll pick a spot, I will pick OK, do not pick cancel or it will go away. I'll pick these items, I'll move it this way and that way just to make it look neat. I'll go to NUC, right click, clipboard, paste, pick a spot, pick OK, 1, 2, 3, move them around a little bit. Okay, so now I have all of my information here. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create the W blocks for each one of these. Okay, the first thing I'm going to go is I'm going to go to my flash drive or my hard drive or wherever I'm keeping this information. So on my computer, it's under data, classes. This is the spring of 2020. This is CAD 102. Okay, I think I put it under assembly. Here are my drawings that were created. I'm going to make a new folder and I'm going to call it W Blocks. Okay, this is where I'm going to save my W Blocks. I'm going to save them with the same name that I called these here. So I've created that. Close this window up. Okay, so now I'm going to create my W block. My W block is going to be up here. Okay, it might say create block. If it says create block, hit the little down arrow. We're going to pick right block. Okay, the right block window comes up and asks us for some information. We can pick entire drawing. We can pick objects. So I'm going to pick the objects in case we do this sometime where we don't want everything, so we can pick each one. So I'm going to pick a pick point. The pick point is where I'm going to use to insert this. Okay, I'm just going to pick the center of this circle. Welcome to part 3 of defining our attributes. I'm not quite sure why it keeps stopping on me, but we'll just keep going until we get all of them done. Okay, so again, I'm going to create a W block of my screw. So I'm going to go up to right block. Okay, I'm going to pick a pick point. I'll hold my shift right click and I will pick center of this circle. Okay, so I have a pick point. Now I will select the objects. Okay, I'm going to retain them so they don't go away. I'm going to pick on it. I'm going to pick enter. I picked them all. Now it wants to know where to put them. I'm going to go to where I put my file. Okay, on my drive called W Blocks. And I'm going to call this one screw. And pick save. Okay, once I do that, I'm going to pick OK. Now I'm going to go along and I'm going to do that for all of mine. So here's the spacer, right block, pick point. I'll just pick a spot anywhere. I'll select the objects. I will pick everything. Hit enter. I will go to that drive again. Here it is. This one is called spacer. I'll pick save. I'll pick OK. I will go to the base, right block, pick point. Again, I'm just going to pick anywhere. I will select the objects. I'll specify where it's going to go. This one is called base. I'm going to pick save. I'm going to pick OK. I'm going to go to the washer. Eventually I'll get the washer. I'll go to right block, pick point, I'll pick somewhere. I'll select objects. I'll hit enter. Put this one in there. Call it a washer. Okay, and then finally I will pick OK. I'll then go to the nut. I will go to right block. I will do pick point. I'm going to pick a spot. And I'm going to pick the objects. I will pick it here. Hit enter and I will save that where I want it. Okay, and this one is called nut. Okay, so that is how we create the attributes. On our next video, we will start creating our assembly drawing. Okay, welcome back. This is our 4th video. In this video, we will insert our W blocks into a drawing. Okay, so we're going to start, we're going to open up our template. Our template will be a 3D inch drawing. I'm going to go into model space. I'm going to type in PER to turn off my perspective to 0. Okay, again, I'm going to go to the Insert tab. I'm going to pick Insert, and I'm going to go to Blocks from Other Drawings. Okay, in the Blocks from Other Drawings, you will see a window here. Okay, this will allow us to take our W blocks and insert them into our drawing. I'm going to hit the 3 little dots. Okay, I'm going to go to where my W blocks are. There they are. Okay, and I'm going to put the base in first. So I will pick base, I will pick open. Okay, you'll see that it now shows up in my window here. I can right click and pick insert. Once to know, you'll see it's a tiny little one there which says where to insert it. I will insert it. Okay, now it asks me for the attributes. Okay, the description. This is called base. The part number. This is ASSEM001. And this is item number 1. Okay, so I'll pick OK. Alright, so now I can zoom up and there you'll see my part. Okay, I will do this for the others. Okay, I'll go here. That was the base. Now I'm going to go to the screw and I pick open. Okay, you'll see the screw here. Right click, insert. I'm going to put one right there. This is part number ASSEM002. Description. This is a 632 UNC hex head screw. Item number 2. And I pick OK. Now I'm going to need 2 of them, so I'm going to do the same thing again. I'll insert another one there. This part number is ASSEM002. Description is 632 UNC hex head screw. And this is again item number 2. Okay, I will do the nuts next. So I'll do the nut. Pick open, right click, insert. One here, item number ASSEM003. Description 632 UNC nut. Item number 3. Okay, I need 2 of those, so I'll do that again. Insert that here. ASSEM003. Description 632 UNC nut. Item number 3. Okay, then I will do 2 washers. Here is the washer. Okay, right click, insert. I'll slap the washers anywhere. This is ASSEM004. Description, washer. Item number 4. Pick OK. I'll make another one of those. Insert washer. ASSEM004. Description, washer. Item number 4. Okay, lastly I have the spacer. I'll pick the spacer, pick open, right click, insert. Okay, I'll put the spacer here. Description, it is a spacer. The part number is ASSEM005, item number 5. Okay, so now we've inserted all our objects into our drawing. In our next video, we will assemble them. Okay, welcome back. This is our 5th video, I believe. This will be assembling the parts together for our drawing. Okay, we'll use the move command and our O snaps to put everything where it belongs. Okay, I'm going to go to home first. And I'm going to go to move, and first I'm going to take the spacer and I'm going to put it on top of the block. If I take from the end point of the spacer right here and move it to the end point of the base right there. Okay, I'm now going to take and I'm going to move the washer. And I'm going to have to spin it around. Okay, using the orbit command so that I am underneath. Okay, I'll zoom up here. I will right click, pick the center of this point. Okay, I'll go back in orbit to the top of here. Okay, I'll hit exit. I'll then find the center of that one. Okay, I'm going to do the screw and the nut, and then you can do those next two together. Okay, so again, I'm going to go to move. I'm going to pick one of the screws. Okay, for the base point, again, I'm going to flip this up a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to get the exit, and I'm going to find the center of this circle here, and then I'm going to orbit around, and I'm going to put that at the center of the washer. So there's the center of the washer. Okay, I'm now going to take the nut and I will move the nut. Okay, again, I'm going to see if I can find the center of the circle, and I'm going to put it underneath on the center of the hole in the base. Okay, so I'm going to go here. Okay, exit. I'm going to go center, and I'm going to place that on the center there. Okay, again, you can take now and you can assemble the washer, the screw, and the nut, and then I will see you back on the next video. Okay, welcome back. This should be video number 6 of our assembly. We've put all our parts together. I took and I orbited it so I can see a little bit better of all the parts. I'm now going to put it in our layout, so I'm going to go to layout. Okay, I'm going to go up to our layout tab and I'm going to cut our hole in it. I'll go to rectangular. I will click here and up here. There is our part. I'm going to go into model space, turn off the grid. Okay, let's look at our scale. I think we can do this 2:1. So I'm going to take and I'm going to move it around a little bit. Okay, I want to put it up here because up here is where I'm going to put my bill of materials. Okay, so I have it where I want it. I'm Go back in the paper space, click on the viewport. Okay, right click and lock the display. Okay, once I've done that, now I can start and I can now create my bill of material, which will be our next video. Okay, welcome back. We are on video number 7. In number 7, we're going to extract the information from our attributes. We're going to create a bill of material. Okay, to do that, we're going to use the command data extraction. Okay, so data extraction. Okay, you must make sure that you save your drawing before you do this. I saved it and called it Assembly 01. If you don't, it will ask you to save it, then it will continue. Okay, so I'm going to create a new data extraction. I'm going to go to next. Okay, want you to give it a name. I'm just going to call this one I created a long time ago called bill of material, and I'm going to pick save, and I'll say replace it. Okay, this is where it's going to put it, and it's using the current drawing. Okay, I'm going to go to next. Next is going to see what objects we want to extract the data from. Okay, and you'll see that we have solids and we have polylines. We're going to put display all objects off. Okay, we're going to put display blocks with attributes only. Take the check mark off, and now I've narrowed it down to just our parts, and mine has a title block with attributes, so I'm going to take that off and I'm going to go to next. Okay, the next is what I'm going to do inside of it from each one of those, and I'm going to pick the attributes. Okay, so the only one I'm going to put is attribute, and there you'll see I have these attributes, and I will go to next. Okay, now here's where we have our block. Okay, that's going to be our bill of materials. I'm going to take show column name off because we already have that. I'm also going to take, and I'm going to put the count all the way on this side. I'm going to take the item and I'm going to put it this way. Okay, so I'm going to have item, and I'll change this. So I have item, number, description, and count. Okay, and I'm going to sort those. Okay, and I'm going to pick number 1. They're going to be ascending. Okay, so I'm going to, for column number 1, I'm going to put item. I'm going to add a second one, that is number. Oops, number. I'm going to add description. Okay, and then finally I'm going to put the count here. Okay, and I'll make sure that they're all ascending, and I'm going to pick OK. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then I have the counts. Okay, so I'm ready to go. I'm going to pick next. Okay, I'm going to insert the data into the drawing. I'm going to go to next. Now here's what my table's going to look like. I'm going to go here to table style, and right here I'm going to pick on here so I can edit this a little bit. Okay, here's a preview. I'm going to modify it. Okay, and what I need to change is my these. So I'm going to go to these. So I'm going to go to the data, which is the data that will be down here, and I'm going to make sure that's 0.125. So you might need to change that. Okay, then I'm going to go to header, and that's going to be these titles here, and I'm going to call that 0.125. And then finally I'm going to go to title, and that is 0.180. Okay, in the direction, I'm going to put this up in the upper left hand corner, so I want it to go down, and I'm going to pick OK. I'm going to pick close. Okay, I need a title. I'm going to call this parts list. Okay, I will go to next, and now I will pick finish. Okay, I'm going to insert it right here. So now I have my parts list there. In the next video, we will create the arrows, and we will finish up the drawing. Okay, in this video we're going to create our arrows and our leaders with balloons so that we can point to each item. So I'm going to go to annotate. Okay, I'm going to go to leaders and I'm going to pick my leader styles. I'm going to make a new leader style and I'm going to call it balloons. Okay, and I will pick continue. Okay, under the leader format, the size of the arrowhead is 0.125. The leader structure is okay. The content, I'm going to change the text height to 0.125. And then I'm going to change the type. Right now it is multi-text. I'm going to take that, go down, and I'm going to call it a block. Okay, here and see there are some already made for us. Here's a detail call out. We can make a slot if we want. Okay, we can make a circle, a box, a hexagon, a triangle, or make our own. So we're going to use a circle. Okay, so I'm going to use a circle for our balloons. I'm going to pick OK. I'm going to make sure balloons is highlighted, and I'm going to set it to current, and I'll pick close. So now you'll see up here that I have balloons. I'm going to go to my layers, and I'm going to make sure that I have my layer to text. Okay, I'm then going to go to annotate. I'm going to go to multi-leader. Okay, and my first item was the base, so I'm going to go over here. I'm going to pick the endpoint. Make sure F8 is off. I'm going to click here. Comes up asking for a tag number. This is number 1. Okay, you'll see the number 1 there. I'll make another one, which is going to be the screw. Okay, and I will point to the screw here. Okay, and that's going to be number 2. Okay, next is the nut. We'll go here, and I'll pick on the nut. I need to zoom up a little bit here. We'll pick that guy right there. Okay, and the nut was number 3, I hope. And pick OK. You can always change these by double clicking on it if you need to. Okay, so that's number 3. Number 4 will be the washer. I'll click on the washer over here. I guess right about here. That was number 4. Pick OK. And lastly, we will pick the spacer. I'll just pick the midpoint of the spacer there, and that is number 5. Okay, so now we have our complete drawing. I would go in and I would fill in my title block next. Okay, in our next video we're going to take this same drawing and we're going to make it into an isometric exploded drawing. Okay, for our last video we're going to create an isometric exploded assembly view. So what I've done is I've saved this drawing, okay, and I now deleted all of my balloons and I unlocked my viewport. Okay, I'll go up to File, Save As, okay, and I will call this Exploded Assembly. Okay, now to explode it, all I need to do is I'm going to go into Model Space. Okay, And if I click on any of these parts, you'll see that I get this little gizmo and it has arrows on it. This allows me to move the part in a straight line. Okay, so I'm going to click on first the two screws and I'm just going to take and drag them up. Okay, I'm going to drag them maybe about there. Okay, I'm going to hit escape. Now I'm going to drag up. Okay, and you'll see that I get the arrow there. When I pick two of them, it's going to put one in between it. I'll drag these two up here. Okay, if it disappears like that one did, okay, right click anywhere, go to isolate and pick end object isolation. I have no idea why it does that. Okay, I'm going to click on the spacer. I'm going to move that one up. Okay, I'm then going to take and hit escape and I'll take my screws and I will put them down here. Okay, again I had one that's going to hide on me, so I'm going to put it back. Okay, alright, once I get it how I like it, I'm going to go back into my layout. Okay, I need to go into model space, and obviously 2 to 1 will not fit here anymore, so I can go to 1 to 1. Okay, if I want, I could just pick a scale, even though I told you never to do that. Okay, so now here I have my drawing. Okay, I can then lock my viewport. Okay, and now I could go up and create all my leaders with my balloons. And there I have an isometric assembly drawing. I could also take now and go to home and change my layer to cutting plane line, and then what I can do is I can put in lines. I go back to model space and I can take and draw a line, okay, on the cutting plane, okay, from this center and go all the way up to this center. Okay, and then I will copy it. Okay, I'll copy it from here to here so it looks the same. Okay, I'll go back to my layout. There you'll see those lines. Okay, I can go in there and I could change my line type scale. Okay, so highlight both of them, right click, go to properties. I will change my line type scale to 0.5, okay, which should make them show up a little bit better. I'll go back to layout 1, okay, and now I have my line showing the way my assembly goes together. Alright, that is it for this one. I would like you to create 2 drawings, the assembly first and then the exploded assembly. Okay, we'll have a place under here for you to submit it. Okay, we'll give you a few days to do that. If you have problems, I will be in the office. Okay, or you can send me an email, or we'll use the chat room, or we'll set up a time where you can come in and use the labs, and we will get through this. All right. Talk to you all later.